Hello people, it's Saiyajin Joe. Gonna cover Blade in this video. I was meant to do it when he actually released and when season 3.5 released, but we're getting into it now. And let's check out Blade. I'm sure you guys have already been playing him in your matches. He's pretty cool, to be honest. I do like the way he works. I think there's a bit of a skill ceiling with his abilities and managing his cooldowns and everything, all that stuff, and when to use certain abilities. But he's a pretty cool character. He's a duelist as well, so if you're a DPS main and you want to play him, you're probably gonna have to choose him before everyone else in games, because that's what seems to be happening in quick play. But it's kind of calmed down, I think, a bit, because I think people have realized that you can't just choose Blade and play him. Like, there's a bit of a skill ceiling, and I've seen skilled players play him and they play him differently to players that you just randomly queue up with, so it does take a bit of time to get used to him. But yeah, let's get into his cosmetics. So there's his default costume, which is his normal one, and then we have the recolor here, which people are calling the Lakers skin because it's the Lakers colors. I don't watch NBA. I'm not American, I'm British. But yeah, these are the Lakers colors, so they're calling it the Lakers skin. And then we have his legendary skin, his launch skin. So just like Gene, he also got a legendary launch skin as well. And his one is pretty cool, to be fair. It does look pretty sick. I haven't bought it because obviously money, and I don't play him, so yeah, unless I like really played him, then I would buy it, but I don't actually really play him like that. I'm a strategist main anyways, to be fair. On most of these games that I play, most hero shooters, I've been a strategist main because it's the job that people say is the easiest but no one wants to do. But anyways. But yeah, that's his legendary skin. He does have an MVP for it, which I think is pretty cool. But all the legendary MVPs seem to be pretty good anyways, from what I've noticed. So yeah, that's that. Right, we're gonna get into his abilities. So his normal R2 is the sword, which can be changed to the shotgun. So you just swing your sword. It's melee, so you have to be close range. And yeah, you just start swinging your sword around with the R2. Now, if you press triangle, you can switch it to the shotgun, which is actually very good at mid-range. So you don't have to be close with this shotgun to do loads of damage. And you can kind of do shots from far, like kind of poke, but where it shines is mid-range with the shotgun. So it's not like a normal shotgun where you have to be close up to hit people. Like from mid-range, you're pretty good, and it does quite a lot of damage. It's quite chunky damage that it does. Now, his L1 is his dash, Daywalker dash. Dash forward if wielding your gun, shoot at enemies upon impact and apply a healing reduction effect. So when you have the shotgun, the dash does a healing reduction effect. So what I've seen most people do with the dash is do it on a tank so that they get reduced healing, and you can kind of work on the tank and get rid of the tank, because sometimes that's what you want to do in certain situations. So with the shotgun, you get the dash and the healing reduction. With the sword, you get a strike that inflicts slow on your enemies, so it reduces their movement basically, which is pretty good. You want to do that on the squishy targets so they can't get away and they can't escape. His R1 is Bloodline Awakening. So what this does is it reduces your healing while you attack, but you gain life steal. So you take the enemy's health and replenish it into yours. Essentially, that's how that works. Now, obviously, you don't take increased damage, but you have reduced healing. So during that phase, if your healers are trying to heal you, you're not gonna receive the benefits as much, basically, is what happens there. Now, I think what most people do with this is they kind of go in, do a bit of damage, and if they can kill someone, good. But if they get too low, they kind of get out and then take off the Bloodline Awakening, because obviously the reduced healing, it is big. With the reduced healing, it's very hard to keep him up. So yeah, that's how that works essentially. But once that gauge fills up to 10, the damage is ridiculous. So it's very good for finishing people off and for like trying to weaken them as well. But yeah, let's go to the next move, a skill, which is the block. Scarlet Shroud. So parry with the Ancestral Sword to become unstoppable for a brief period, reducing damage taken from the front and decreasing the cooldown of your dash. So when you have no dash, this is what you want to be doing, because you need your dash sometimes to escape. You want to block damage because it reduces the cooldown of your dash. Okay? And the team up ability is with Cloak and Dagger. So he essentially gets what Moon Knight has, which is a healing field that makes you invisible, but he also has a follow-up as well from the field that heals him. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then his ultimate, 1000-fold slash. So what that does essentially is it leaves an area where slashes happen essentially. So if the enemy stays in the area, they get hit by all those slashes and it can kill them, but also if they don't die, they receive reduced healing. So it's good to pair this ult with someone else's ult. I'm not saying that you can't do it on your own, but I've seen a lot of people pairing like Groot or Doctor Strange, for example, ults that keep people in place so that you can do your ult with Blade. And that's kind of like a combo that I've seen people doing. But it's a pretty good ult, to be honest. The music plays while he's doing the ult, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all his abilities. So let's take him into the practice range quick, and I'll just give you a little rundown on how his stuff works, how his kit works, basically. So let's get into that right now. Let's find Blade. He's all the way at the bottom. So,
Day and night.
right, as I was saying with the shotgun, from mid-range, you're doing quite a bit of damage. It's quite chunky. From like long range,
Somebody's always
okay, yeah. See how it took a few more shots to kill them?
Really?
It really shines in mid-range. That's where you're going to want to do your damage with the shotgun. But from long range, you're going to be poking a lot, which is fine. And then you've got the sword. So the sword, normal slashes. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. See, the damage is not that much when you're not in the Bloodline Awakening state.
Put up a fight.
So it doesn't really do much damage when you're not in that state. But we can block. That's the block. The cooldown on the block is pretty short, but it needs to recharge, kind of like Magneto's like shield. So you have to give it some time to come back. But the dash, let's do the dash with the shotgun. Boom, reduced healing.
You never stood a chance.
Boom, reduced healing.
Double KO.
That's how that works. You want to do that on tanks. You want to do that on people as much as you can to stop them from getting heals. And then with the sword, you can also dash in with the sword too and slow them down. But you don't always have to do that. You can kind of pop this, do that, and then kind of slice them like that. But yeah, this is a lot of damage. This goes crazy damage with the Bloodline Awakening. So you want to be popping this as much as you can. But when you need to get out, you need to turn that off because you receive reduced healing. Now, the ult.
1,000 gods! Foolishness.
Pretty cool ult. The music plays during the ult. I love that music. It's very cool. Very cool. But that's pretty much all his abilities. Oh, okay, I missed. Wow, my aim was terrible there. But that's pretty much all his abilities there. As you can see, my aim sucks. But yeah, that is Blade in a nutshell, man. He's pretty cool. Him being able to have lifesteal is very cool as well. He's one of the only characters that actually has lifesteal in this game, so I don't actually think anyone else has lifesteal in this game. So yeah, but yeah, that's Blade, man. But thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.